Sipping on champagne, living in style, underground penthouse where we reconcile. Discussing the good, the bad, the true, underground music. What it means to you, breaking down the beats, dissecting the rhymes, spreading the love, one verse at a time. Our tuxedo, stepping out on the town, underground penthouse. We hold it down from the dim lit clubs to the streets at night. We shine a spotlight on the underground spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Volcano and DJ Oplex, Underground Penthouse. To the streets at night, shine a spotlight on the underground's mind. What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? Clap it up once again. We are live, and we are right here on the Underground Penthouse, laying it down. We missed y'all. How y'all been? Oplex, what's been good, brother?
Yo, man, it's been crazy. Been super busy on the DJ front. Shouts out to Black Owned Northwest Arkansas, just coming off a gig last night.
Shouts out, shouts out.
You know what I mean? So been busy with the DJing and you know what I mean, still trying to get to the MPC, man. It's rough, you know, trying to learn a new toy in the studio, man, but then you get busy. You know how it is, Volcano.
Yeah,
you get busy with the DJ gigs.
So you still haven't gotten it in really yet with it the way you supposed to, huh?
Nah, and they just updated the operating system to the 3.0 beta is out, and I haven't even downloaded it yet. It came out like early this week, so I'm excited about it. A round of applause for the MPC. Let me just say,
yes, definitely round of applause. Shouts out to MPC. That's what's providing some of the sound effects and everything that you hear going on in the background right now. Drop a bomb for the sound effects coming directly from the MPC. Shouts out to everybody that's been out there doing the support of the Underground Penthouse and everybody that's been actually holding it down and set the bar on the page or on the Underground Penthouse page. Man, Volcano Tech Health and Audio page. It's been a lot going on. It's been a lot happening behind the scenes, and we moving, we making it happen. I feel you on the DJ spot because I've been out here trying to get my spin on also, you know,
right?
Trying to get some more live sets and stuff going on. It's
that season. It's that season. Yeah. Summer cooling off, and then now you're gonna start getting more private parties as we approach the holidays. You know what I mean?
Yes. So make sure wherever you guys are at, make sure you go and tell a friend they can be able to tune in here, whether they tune in through the Facebook page or they go to the Volcano Tech Health and Audio page through YouTube. We are on there also as well. We will be a bi-weekly show every Wednesday. Well, every other Wednesday coming and bringing you some live stuff. We got a whole lot to cover.
Lot going on. It's a lot.
Man, it is so much happening. Big time. You know, where do we start with it? Well, first off, let me start right here. Major condolences to the family of James Earl Jones and the late great Frankie Beverly and Mays.
Absolutely.
And then we also lost Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah.
Clap it up for him.
Yeah.
Let's give them their flowers. I'm pretty sure that they received a good amount of their flowers before it got to this point. These are icons and everything in the game. You got to look at Frankie Beverly has been out here performing. He's 77.
There's so many memories, man, with his music playing. You know what I mean?
So many, and you got to look at 90% of his life was spent performing and bringing joy to everybody else on stage.
Yeah.
Through music, through this expression that, you know, some people look at as a joke, through this expression that some people look at as like, you'll never make it. But for some reason, he had that golden voice, even if it wasn't 90%. Say it was half of his life. He spent half of his life dedicated to performing and displaying great talent and artistry to the masses.
And he always, round of applause for this, he always had feel good music. His most
Always.
popular songs,
Always.
just feel good stuff, man.
And you gotta look at Before I Let Go. That
Oh man.
Is that, yes or no? Is that not the happiest diss song ever? Did you ever pay attention to the lyrics and everything? Like,
No, I did not. Hold
Before
on.
I Let Go.
That's a diss song? Wait.
Yeah. Let's pull it. Let me pull the lyrics.
Is he basically saying he's about to leave the girl?
Yeah, he's like, but he wants to know if this is worth it. Before I
me
let
happy?
go, you made me happy. This you can bet. You still right beside me, and I won't forget. And I really love you. You should know. I want to make sure I'm right before I let go. I think he's on the verge.
I mean, that's not he trying to make sure. He's trying to validate for himself that if he lets her go, it sounds like.
Now, if you get to the second, now we've had our good times. That's what they say. We've hurting each other, and girl, it's a shame. I won't be foolish. No. I want to make sure I'm right before I let go.
That's where it gets a little bluesy right there.
We were so
lyrics.
close. I love your charm. Oh, I can't understand it. No, where did we go wrong? I won't be asking, girl. I've got to know. I got to make sure I'm right. He's on the way out. But I gotta make sure I'm right, girl.
Yeah. That
Before I let go.
the song is kind of on heartbreak vibes, but it is hard. But when it hits the club, when it hits your ears, it's just like turn up and have fun with
this.
it, man.
This is
You know
Frankie
what I mean?
Beverly's "They Not Like Us." No, it's a diss song, but it's a feel good diss song. Like for the good times, Al Green's feel good diss song.
For the good time. Why he say it like that?
For the good time.
He said it like right when he said times like right when the grits hit his back, man.
Right. For the good man, but I'm telling you, if you peep the lyrics, this is probably the greatest diss song, the greatest sneak diss song ever created. Like,
say more.
like we maybe not even sneak this, just like on the slide. Like, yeah, I love you, but guess what? This ain't right, and I don't. We got some explaining to do. We got some figuring out, and I want to make sure I'm right before I let go.
Yo, and then the song opens up like dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
whoa. Like, and people here and folks be out here dancing to it, not even knowing and caring. Like, this is almost a breakup song.
It pretty much is. He just wants to be sure that it's the best decision to let her go.
Yeah, yes.
That all he's doing is making sure before I let go, I want to make sure that I'm making the right move because I don't think you're good for me. That's what he's saying.
You gotta start peeping these lyrics. you gotta start
I've been
hearing
telling
what they
people,
say.
man, like, it's getting into this DJ realm, having the privilege, shouts out to 103.3 Bentonville Community Radio and viewing songs from a different lens. I'm able to kind of hear the music and the lyrics. Like what you're talking about is I can do it at the same time now, man, where I'm hearing the beat and I'm zoning in on what they're talking about.
Yes, exactly.
And sometimes you find those songs like, wait, this song is tragic, but I'm sitting here like dancing to it. You know what I mean?
And you find yourself you really think like, wait a minute, like what was the one song? What was it? Congratulations. I wish it would have been me.
That one there.
It was another one. When I first heard "As We Lay," and I'm like, "Oh, this is a dope song." I like the way this song sounds.
We
as
forgot
we
about the
lay.
price
And
we had to pay.
and then I'm like, wait a minute, what's she talking about? Like, oh, they sleeping around. yeah, yeah, yeah. It's and they used to slide them songs in, and we never would know. We just be sitting there just dancing and bopping to it, and just like in the background of it's like, wait a minute, this is not that. This is not a happy song. Before I let go, it's like he's sitting there. He probably in the car like, I want to make sure I'm right before I let go. Cause hey, I think the sun rises and shines on you. I gotta make sure I'm right. Cause
yo, like rough week for the culture, right? So we got James, like you said, James Earl Jones. Shouts out to him, Mr. Darth Vader himself.
Yes.
Mr. Lion King himself.
Yes.
Iconic voice, iconic force. Open up the doors for so many African American actors.
Correct.
He was a trailblazer, right? And then Rich Homie Quan, he goes, and when I first saw that, man, his songs just started hitting my mind, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I could never say that I listened to a full album from Rich Homie Quan, but he has a handful of songs, most of those being hits that I like.
I'm a smooth operator. It's I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to do like I typically do and lead into other things. Rich Homie Quan has a very unique sound. And regardless of what you let's just keep it 100. A good amount of people listen to just the sound of music, not necessarily the lyrics, not even just the beat. It's just the whole overall package
Sound and
good.
vibe. Yeah.
And Rich Homie Quan was able to make sound good music, regardless of what he was talking. He can be on there like, Big Snake, I'm a fake, I ain't Drake, I eat cake, I'm a smooth operator. And people be like, hey, this is dope. Like I'm riding around with that Nina. I farted and it made me feel some type of way. I tried to get some dumb and she ain't right today.
Yo,
girl, your pussy smell. It ain't no type of way.
Yo.
He can be doing that, but it's just the way it sounds. Sorry for saying the word, but it's just the way it goes.
No, I mean you took it there. Just take it there, man. It is what it is.
But it's just the way
right,
it sounds. It's like, oh
and
man,
that's a
this
distinct skill that he had, man. That's a skill to be able to get in a booth and tap into a sound, especially in hip hop, where it's almost like 8 out of 10 people gonna like this song.
Yes,
that's a skill because he showed he had the formula. He kept dropping these mega hits on us.
Now, and let me ask this. Let me ask this to you. You're an artist.
Okay.
It's when your personal preference. When you make the song,
okay,
do you automatically know and feel like this is gonna bang, this is gonna do it, this is it?
Sometimes, but sometimes, not all the time. Like there's songs I've been surprised fans have come to me and said, I love that song. I ride to it all the time. And I'm like, I didn't even think, you feel me? Like that song was average to me, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So
yes.
I think, especially when you're recording an album in the context of maybe 12, 13 songs, I definitely can hear like these 2-3 songs are the songs that are more probable that more people will like these.
Okay.
But that doesn't necessarily mean they're like hits. I'm saying Rich Homie Quan coming in with the flame, like the perfect hook.
Yes. just the perfect sound.
What they watch me walk through, watch me. Oh, he was talking about just like watch me walk through, yo.
Right. That's all he was saying. But it just sounded good the way he said it. Like it's and a lot of times I think that's what a lot of artists miss. And what a lot of artists don't catch is The reason it's like that is because it's sound the way you're not going to find this sound in any other place. Like you may find mimics and imitators of that after the fact that this person comes about, but you're not going to find that many original sounds like that. Like Pressure or no, I'm sorry. His name Fresher. He's got that one like, baby. He got that old grimy, gritty type of sound. For a while, what's his name? Gorilla Zoe.
Okay. What about Gorilla?
When Gorilla Zoe first came out, I thought that was Herc. I first hearing it, and I heard the song like "We Baller Block." I'm like, oh, Herc got a new one. No, that's not Herc. I'm like, okay, well, who is that? So you hear Dej Low, she comes out, she has her sound. Next thing you know, a lot of other people start having her sound and everything also.
Yeah.
So certain people coin that sound, and it's hard. T-Pain with the auto tune.
Absolutely.
I mean, a trendsetter, Busta with his voice, Missy with her sound. Like it's Magoo.
Yeah.
He had even his own specific sound. So it's you really got to lock into that one and get something that hones in, and it's something that's fresh, something that's new, and something that when people hear it, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, what's that?
Yeah.
You know, I need to hear more of that. Need to hear that type of sound.
And it's almost like you said, the exclusive side of that is I've never really heard anyone kick it like this. And you're making a great point. But I think a lot of artists, you know what I mean, get lost in people pleasing, and that's where they get away from like the stuff that they can do that nobody else, like that's you.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying?
I get that. I understand that. It's like you try. There's, man, I wish I could play this. There's a cat. Shouts out to him from Akron, and Pacino, rock with Yugmouth and
Okay.
and old school, you know, spitters and everything from Oakland, but he from here. He's part of Regime and all this. And he put out a mixtape called AK-47. And on that mixtape, there was another guy that had a song that it was just his own solo song. And the main key messages from that song was sometimes you just gotta let it go. You trying too hard, and it's not up to you. Okay? Those three things are key, especially when you start hitting roadblocks. You're like, you know what? It's not up to me. It's not up to me to determine if I'm going to actually pop, blow, or not. I can try as hard as I possibly want, but it's not up to me.
Yeah.
And I'm trying too hard. You can tell when a person is trying too hard because it's overzealous. It's overdone. It's overthought. It's like a desperation. And sometimes you just got to let it go. Sometimes you got to stop and realize like, hey, I ain't going to make it. This is not going to happen. This ain't it. Let's try something else. You ever feel like you forcing the issue or you forcing it a little too much? That's when that stuff should come up. And that's when that stuff should come and happen.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, man, definitely like R.I.P. Once again, man, Rich Homie Quan, James Earl Jones.
Yes.
Frankie Beverly, man. The latter being an absolute legend. You know what I mean? James Earl Jones, absolute legend, and just a really solid star with Rich Homie Quan. Shouts out to their family members grieving, all that good stuff. Culture talk, man. It's just loaded. Let's get into some culture talk. Things. Shouts out to the Set the Bar Mix Show group, keeping y'all up to speed with what's going on in the culture. And then we have this from the artist Lecrae, who makes a statement. Lecrae being, if you haven't heard of him, he is a Christian rapper, and he's really, really good.
Okay. All right.
He's really, really good. There's a couple songs I do spin for him on the FM. Like he's got a couple that are just exceptional that I always come back to when I'm looking for good music. He came out and said Drake is a fan of the culture and Kendrick is a product of the culture. There's a difference.
Okay.
We got people in the group pretty much feeling that. But I would ask,
So
what is he really saying there?
here's okay. Let's just keep it a buck. Musicians, well, not even musicianship. The culture of this music was built and developed and centered around struggle.
Okay.
A struggle of which we see here. We had a form and a need to party to get away and separate ourselves from the struggle. We needed a way to party and highlight the struggle. We needed a way to get a release and a relief from the struggle. That was hip hop.
Yeah.
That was rap.
Yeah.
That's something that was centered here around what we've been through and what we came up with, what we grew up with. And let's just keep it 100. It happened in Black culture heavily. Even though there are others that became fans of it, this was really a reflection of Black culture. It wasn't until you seen Eminem where he started to actually bring out white culture into it. And that's why you will see some of the narrative changes and some of the song types changes. I mean, song changes where instead of us talking about being on the streets and struggling and doing this, he's talking about struggle with his mom and struggle with his girl and you know, trying to raise a kid. It's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, and the Beastie Boys were different too.
Correct. They were the party guys. They were the drinkers having fun. They almost seemed like frat guys, frat boys.
Yeah.
You know,
well said. I give you that.
And
well
that's
said.
really what it came off as with them. So the culture that was rooted here in the States is viewed by the others outside. Kendrick came up in the areas where, you know, this type of culture was birthed, where we got NWA, where we got, you know, saying your Compton's Most Wanted and your MC8s and your Spice Ones and
E40.
all the rest of the E40. He
Banks.
grew up around that and came up in that. Same thing, even if you're on the East Coast, you Black Star, you Most Def Quality, you came up in that.
One of the 5 boroughs, the struggle is imminent. It's right.
Imminent.
Even if you're not struggling, it's right there.
Drake was basically Canada's Disney kid.
Well, you know,
Drake,
I don't argue with facts.
Drake came up as Degrassi. Drake came up as an actor. Drake came up as a person trying to pursue a career on screen. A personification of, it's not even like he was portraying a hood or he was portraying his struggle. He just was trying to get on for himself as a actor.
So if he stays kind of like a Will Smith, shouts out to Lil Wayne, saw the interview where Lil Wayne said, I told Drake, keep it Canadian. You don't have to do what I do. I'm from the 9th Ward. I'm from Nolans. I'm from the bottom.
Correct.
Drake, be you, man. Be that cool kid that can rap from Canada. Are we saying if he keeps it kind of clean, no street hip hop, he raps way better than Will Smith, but just kind of like that brand of hip hop, is he good for the culture then? Or is the problem that he does roll through the 6 with his woadies?
No, he's still good for the hip hop culture, but what he's doing is he's expanding the hip hop culture to other areas. You're not trying to be something else. You're not trying to be anybody else. You're being who you are. M wasn't trying to be somebody else. He was trying to be him. That's why he didn't talk about that what everybody else was talking about. He talked about his own problems, his own personal struggle. This dude came out partying about talking about drinking and drugging and partying and hanging with chicks and all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Rolling through the six with my woe. You know, it's he was the pretty boy that you know wanted to finesse the ladies and all the rest of the stuff. There was no cultural struggle attached to that. So therefore, all you are is a succubus of the art form, just like a fan. You soak up what the game has, and you take it and try to flip it back around for your own benefit. From the outside looking in, not because you was raised up through it or raised up with it. You sat out there, you seen that, and was like, "Oh, that's pretty sweet. I could probably play around with that." And then you played around with it, and then next thing you know, it became serious.
So Drake is almost like an even more privileged Malibu's Most Wanted, considering that he hit Hollywood, Degrassi. In Malibu's Most Wanted, we have a guy that really wants to rap and thinks he's a rapper, but it's awkward because he doesn't fit in.
Well, see, that's what makes the Malibu's Most Wanted. The Malibu's Most Wanted character is a person that needed to let it go. Is a person that needed. He was really just. He was faking it. He was perpetrating a fraud. He was acting like something that he wasn't, and that's where the problem lied. But it just so happens that certain things would go down, and he made his way through.
Yeah,
which he shouldn't have. But it's almost as if he was the viral sensation for BS prior to social media and everything else. If you look at the Malibu's, my man's Jamie Kennedy from Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
If you look at him as a real character in the actual game, like trying to come up, he would be that. He would be somebody that blew up for Hawk Tour, or he would be somebody that blew up for doing something just so ridiculously dumb and having nothing truthfully to follow up with it, like Sexy Red.
Right. All right, so we're definitely saying we're stamping what Lecrae is saying. This idea that Drake is not in the culture, he's a fan of the culture. And another contrast is that Kendrick is a product of the culture because being born, being around predominantly African Americans, the struggles there, you see some of Kendrick might not have seen a lot of middle class.
Well, see, here's
you know what I mean, growing up.
Well, see, here's the other caveat to it, and here's the other proof that that's what it is because, and I think I said this once before, you have Kendrick, who is a person who is able to unite a whole coast with his music. Yeah. He's able to unite a whole culture with what he's doing. He's able to bring all these people together in the stateside, whereas who does Drake have? Who did he really unite? His 14 homeboys that was all offenders on the list in his crib?
Well, people are gonna say, Drake fans are gonna say, Future. They're gonna say he Future was already out. But I'm just saying.
No. I guess what I mean when I say who is he going to unite, when I say that, I mean.
Oh, you said for the culture.
Yes, for the culture.
Wow.
Who does Drake call on? He doesn't call on this extensive list of rappers because everybody is turned on him because of the fact that they recognize like you're just a succubus of the game.
Yeah.
Kendrick, on the other hand, is not that. They recognize him because they see like you came up real just like what we did.
And so the authenticity is what we're really talking about here.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You're not validated around here, cuz.
And I think you know, we'll get off this topic, but I think hip hop is one of the only genres where authenticity is so significant. The impact to the music is so significant. Like, who are you? Where did you come from? And what are you saying? And does it all match? Yeah, you know,
Well,
that's kind of what happens in hip
well,
hop, where
you
R
gotta.
and B,
Go ahead.
blues, you know, they don't care about all that.
Well, I think what it is, where your point comes from, is the origination of the game is don't bite,
Mm-hmm.
be original. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
All those things. Be authentic. Stop lying. Like, you can't say that you're keeping it real, or you can't tell me that you can influence me on how to be and how to act, how to walk, how to talk through this music if you yourself is nothing but, you know, basically a fan of it just like anybody else is.
Yeah.
You just so
Yeah.
happen to either find the right team to write for you, especially with that. Write your own lyrics. Don't bite. That's like some of the core rules
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
You don't write your music and you biting. So what leg do you have to stand on? We know you're an actor. Act. We know you're not from here. Cool.
And this is where the phenomena here goes outside of race.
Yes.
This actually has nothing to do with him being black, white. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it whatsoever. What it does have more to do with is geographic nature. It does have to do with, you know, like your network.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you came up in a network that was centered around something that others can relate to, it's almost like if we go to the store and I find a bag of Doritos and I look at this flavor and I look at it like, man, spicy chicken wing Doritos. Man, it sounds tempting. Then I look at you. Have you tried these? You like, yeah. I tried them. They dope.
I think you spoke that flavor into existence. They've been wilding with flavors. Everybody.
Yeah, they've been fooling with flavor.
Spicy chicken wing.
Spicy
Doritos.
chicken wing Doritos. And I look at you like, hey, you tried these? And you be like, yeah, I tried them. They dope. All right, I'll buy a bag. And then I buy them and I try them out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the validation of this bag of spicy chicken wing
Yes.
Doritos. Because if you had said, nah, I ain't tried it, I'm like, man, I ain't fucking with it. And I'll just throw it right back on the shelf.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Or probably kick back to him later. Speaking of that, I just got handed a bag of my masala flavored Lay's. And I'm a fan of Mediterranean culture. I'm a fan of Mediterranean food.
Okay.
These things taste like scrambled eggs. That's not what a potato chip is supposed to taste like. It's
Man. All is fair with what they've done with Flaming Hot alone. Just that, like, all is fair with flavors on any junk food.
Yeah.
And we're from Detroit City, arguably the capital of junk food.
Of junk food and hot chips and all the rest of this stuff. So but see, that's the contrast that I'm putting on it. It's, if I hadn't had the validation for these masala chips, I wouldn't have bought them.
Right.
I wouldn't have picked them up. And I took a chance and I took a risk. And now I'm mad at the risk that I took.
Because it tastes like scrambled eggs.
Because it tastes like scrambled eggs. And something should have told me, like, yeah, this is gonna be trash.
But I get what you're saying. It's like, if Drake rolls through Detroit and never eats a bag of Red Hot Better Maids and then drops a bar.
Well, no, it's more so how I'm
like
relating.
I'm rolling in the D and, you know, I keep it red hot, but you ain't even tried.
Well, no, the way I'm relating it is, if Drake had the validation necessary from the true G's in the first place,
okay, now
he wouldn't be looked at as the fan. He would be looked at as the product of the culture.
Yeah.
but he doesn't have that.
He doesn't have it, and it's interesting that one of his big stakeholders is Jay Prince, and he still don't have it. To your
Still
point,
don't have it. Still don't have it.
Yeah, well said. Shouts out to Lecrae on that. Obviously, the underground penthouse, all kinds of crazy views. We actually agree with Lecrae here. Drake is a fan of the culture and not a product. And then we look at this issue that pops up.
Now, okay, shoot your shot, say your thing, because I want to go on this one also.
I mean, again, I'm very frustrated with black people in general, how easy it is for us to hate on each other. Now, we're dealing with Birdman, and I just kind of feel like he needs a therapist, bro. I hope he's been a therapist. I feel like if you mess with Birdman just enough for his whole soul to go, he loses his mind.
Yes.
You know, I've never viewed the artist that's playing featured at the Super Bowl. I've never even thought about get the artist that's from that. I've never even thought about that.
Because it's not specifically a thing. See, we try to make it a thing. We try to make it like, oh, it should be this. The only reason they trying to do that is because when they did it in Cali, they made it a West Coast thing. They brought out Dre. They brought out Snoop. They brought out Mary J.
Yeah,
she's just a part of the label. It's not like, that's her. And they brought out Kendrick. They brought out M. They brought out, it was Dre's show. It wasn't necessarily a Cali thing. It was the fact that it was Dre.
It's Dr. Dre.
Okay, so name me how many Super Bowls was really highlighted around the artist that was from there. Right. That was probably it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All the rest of them is just
I don't know. Right. I know. I feel like we would have heard of that. Like, they're performing in the Super Bowl at their home city. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
The rest of it has been, who do we know that we can pull that's hot and can put on a great influential show right now? Whether they've been hot historically or they're hot right now, who do we know that that we can choreograph these things around? Who can we set a pace around? Who can we set a trend with? Who can we do something different with? You got let me pull. I should have pulled this list. Past Super Bowl.
Well, and then Jay-Z coming in. So Birdman ends up taking this very personally because remember Jay-Z had a shot to sign Wayne.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
Yep. I saw the interview today. He's on Jay-Z was on Hot 97. So they ask him, they say, what happened with you and Wayne? And so he sat down and started framing a deal with Lil Wayne, Hove. Baby sent him a cease and desist. Jay-Z's right there, Hot 97, saying, I could have signed him, but the better thing to do was go ahead and respect it. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And leave him alone. Politics. Jay was like, I had him. I could have signed him, but I respect your cease and desist. Jay was ready to go ahead and be like, how much do you need, bro?
Right. and pretty much Birdman stood in the way of that.
Yep. So there's the history.
So is that hating? Is that hating, or is that, what is that? Because it kind of seems like Birdman just stepped on Wayne's growth.
And then ironically, Wayne ends up doing how many Carters?
Yeah. Exactly.
You get what I'm
he's
saying?
on Carter 25 now, I guess.
Yeah, but that's a great point. It's like that would have been a good opportunity for Birdman to say, hey, I raised you all the way up to this point and go ahead and go over to Rock Nation, bro. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. But he wanted to hold on to him and keep kissing on him and everything. Like, nah, Walter, you ain't going nowhere. Hell, you got you right here. We like, Duh, did you nothing?
Bro, I was actually hoping this story would disappear. Like I didn't even put it in the group at first because I'm like, this is so basic. Like the soup,
Yeah.
it's not about getting the best rapper in the city where the Super Bowl is. It's never been about that.
No, I'm telling you, but see, what a lot of people don't understand and a lot of people don't realize is that if you've never seen a Kendrick live performance, he puts on a great show. He puts on a great choreographed show, almost like a Childish Gambino, almost like a Missy Elliott, almost like, you see what I'm saying? It's not just a dude. Like if you get Jeezy, T.I., all the rest of them, sure, they're going to put on a great show, but all they're going to do is stand on the stage with 50 homeboys and rap.
Yeah, yeah.
This dude is going to actually give you a choreographed visual show. And they know that. Wayne is just going to get on stage and rap and probably forget half of his lyrics.
I mean, listen.
Because
he's got teleprompters.
What?
Yeah, I saw it.
Wayne has teleprompters on stage when he spit?
Because you got to remember, man, it makes sense though. Remember, he claims to freestyle everything, which I will argue with that. But I've seen him like on Tonight shows where a fan was like, hey, they put the mic in front of her, she spit his lyrics.
Yeah, who was that? That's
was
dope.
like, was that me? Like, you see what I'm saying? So the teleprompters, he can't remember all of his hits, man, especially when he never wrote them.
Right. He just went in there and just said whatever his drugged out mind said. So no, we don't have time for that kind of flub at the biggest show ever.
Arguably one of the biggest moments in the world for entertainment.
Correct. And then I seen somebody's like, it should have been, y'all keep piping up Kendrick and everything. It should have been Drake that should have been performing. And my response to that was, you don't have a show, which is the championship of the best, and highlight it with a halftime show from a loser.
No, you don't do that.
You don't. So it's
you don't do that.
It's a shame. It's all gas, no brakes when it comes down to the shade on Drake. let's just keep it a buck.
And first person shooter, they were big as the Super Bowl. Like this is crazy, bro.
I've heard that he's turned it down a couple times. I mean, the whole situation is, if you're gonna give it, it does not need to necessarily be a artist from New Orleans.
Yeah,
if you're going to give it to somebody else outside of Kendrick, you have people like Missy, you have people like Chris Brown, you have other artists like some other large band or whatever that could probably play it. You got, I'm sure that you can pull off some other person besides Wayne, and I think it's really just shade because it's Kendrick. I think it's really just that. I mean,
and he's super relevant, man. I mean, Kendrick is more relevant, and Lil Wayne's been active, dropping great content, great music. I'm just saying. Also, I mean, most people that play at the Super Bowl are high-end superstars, if not icons.
Correct.
Right? I think in hip-hop, Wayne is an icon, but his relevancy, so is Kendrick. In hip-hop, Kendrick's an icon, but Wayne's relevancy it can't match where Kendrick is at right now. And it makes sense. Kendrick's younger, and it's his time to shine.
It is. And then, too, I also have a prediction. Kendrick's supposed to be dropping another album.
Yep. I'm thinking the same thing. That album he's going to drop some new bangers.
Because, everybody is still rallying around that. Reincarnated, I was stargazing, life goes on, I need all my baby. We still need that to hit the streets. Son.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro.
We still need that. Still ain't even hit the streets. That is blowing up, and it's just a snippet.
Bro.
It's just a snippet.
This next album is gonna be a journey. It's gonna be a journey, bro.
That's already got everybody. Hey, if he releases that full clip, bro, And whatever else he might have lined up on whatever this album is gonna be, man, it's gonna be a show. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, I look forward to it being Kendrick. It shouldn't be Wayne. Wayne is not, regardless of how great you think he is as a rapper, I'm not going to discredit him. I'm going to respect him for the fact of what he has done, but he's not going to remember his lyrics. He's not going to put on as good of a show. He's not going to get up there and do a Super Bowl caliber show at this level. If you caught him 5 years ago when he was at his peak, maybe.
Okay.
This is now. The age and the drugs have set in. You seen the way he was at the Super. If you watch wrestling, you seen the way he was. He did a milli, and he barely knew the lyrics to that.
Oh no!
A milli is the easiest. That everybody know. A milli in here, a milli. Everybody knows that song, except him. Why he even came out and did that, I don't know. So no.
The whole idea is that he's got to keep his teleprompters around.
Yes,
man.
and the fact that he uses a teleprompter, I didn't even know that was real.
I had someone in a group that let me. Ice Cube uses one. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Cube?
So, yeah, Cube has been cited with teleprompters, man. You got to think, man. Like you going back. I mean, those hits were in the freaking early 90s, late 80s, man. And I mean, ain't no guarantee if you can recall all of it every time. Teleprompter it should be a safety valve to where like, oh, just in case I forget my bars.
I gotta see. I gotta see that. I gotta see that one. Pictures or it's not true. I gotta see that.
Someone in the group. So it was a picture of Wayne, and he's on stage, and there's a teleprompter there. He came in like, "What's the big deal?" A lot of big time rappers have used teleprompters. You know, he was like Ice, and he said, "I've seen Ice Cube do it." So this is kind of like your source is Reddit, because I don't know if what he's saying is true, but that's what he said in the group that. He cited Ice Cube using a teleprompter.
Drake, this is from Complex. I'm on Complex site. Drake and Lil Wayne using teleprompter at concerts sparks debate amongst rap fans.
Apparently, they're not the only ones. That's what I'm saying. So if they're doing it, it's man. Come on, man.
That's a problem.
It should not exist in hip hop, man. It should not exist. Like if you can't sit there and spit your bars, then you shouldn't be rapping.
Here's somebody now in his defense, in Lil Wayne's defense, I see this quote here, and this is from Hip Hop by the Numbers. It says, Lil Wayne has 3,051 songs on Genius. He has a song entitled 10,000 Bars, which has 7,000 words. If Wheezy needs a teleprompter, that's okay.
I like that, man.
In his defense, I gotta get it. It's still kind of trash.
Especially when, you know what I mean? What if you cut that song like 10 years ago? And my thing is, where's the responsibility? We got to get off this. But where's the responsibility for the artist to practice?
They're not practicing. That's the thing. They just partying and BSing, and then they just go out there on stage. They're not rehearsing. There's no rehearsal. They don't have to rehearse. Booby, you didn't lift. I ain't got to lift. This is God-given. That's the way they feel. Until they get out there and break their legs.
And a lot of these young rappers and young MCs, I've seen them on stage, and they're basically allowing the crowd to do the work for them. Man.
Yes.
And it's alarming, man. It's alarming. But if the people are satisfied for a $90 ticket, I mean, is it the artist's fault or is it the people's fault?
That's how Frankie Beverly has got on for the past 5 years of his career. Because all Frankie do is show up, grown a couple words. Rest in peace, Frankie. But I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. He show up, he grown a couple words, and the crowd sings his music.
Yeah.
Like they'll say it like we've been singing the songs for him for years.
Wow.
Let Frankie do his thing. All he got to do is show up.
Yeah.
We are one, and that's all he say. He don't say nothing else. And that's the way it is. And the crowd sings the rest of his songs. He doesn't have to sing it. His last show, he had no voice, and it was still sold out, and people still jammed had a great time, even though you couldn't understand anything he said. Man,
that's when you're on GOAT legendary status, man.
Exactly.
Seriously,
so that's why he doesn't remember his lyrics, because everybody else is rapping them for him.
Now,
all he got to do is show up.
I can take it with Frankie Beverly, but if it's like Lil Burgundy, spitting like the song is trash, and you mean to tell me that not only are you going to let the guy get away with not performing the song that is trash, you're going to do it for him?
Hey, look, let me tell you this much. I went to an old school concert. It was Scarface, Mystical, Juvie.
Oh, that's already fire.
And Luke.
Oh my God. Who was the headliner?
Juvie. Juvie was the headliner.
Nice.
But Luke put on a show. And Luke don't rap. All he do, let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. Hydraulics. That's all he do.
Pop that, shake that,
doodle brown. That's all he do. He don't have to do no big time rapping. No, I think was Master P on that one. I think Master P was on that. No. That was like a No Limit.
Oh, you done been to some classic joints.
I think that was I think P was on it. No, P was not on that one. But I know Mystical was on it. And yeah, definitely. But he Luke put on a show.
And
only reason I say that is because Luke barely has anything to say on the microphone, and he probably
he's just an MC. He's not a rapper.
No,
I mean,
he's not.
Never heard him drop bars. You know, he's just go. It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. Don't stop, rock with it. That's it. He's never rapped a lyric. He's not a rapper. He's just an MC.
Round of applause for Luke went to Congress to make sure hip hop stayed around.
Yeah. Let's go crazy. Hydraulics.
Pop that, shake them doodle brown.
And speaking of, okay, we're going to transition, but I just want to say this part of it. As much as we want to talk about your Sexy Reds and your Ice Spices and all the rest of these raunchy ones that's out there, ain't none of it truthfully matching and topping what Luke did.
No.
Come on.
No.
So it's just now is the time where everybody trying to keep it light, and you still have these resurgence of these nasty people that's coming out here making music. Okay, I'm done.
That's what's up. We gonna end this thing like we always try to do, right? We ain't giving swag and sounds, but we got a riveting, great debate here, and it's coming right from the Set the Bar Mix Show group. Shouts out to the big homie Mardigan, Mad Mardigan. Chris, you hopped in on this. I think it was the big homie George Jelly Belly. Right?
Yeah.
In that post, the great debate is, what's the difference between MCs and rappers?
Now, is it MCs and rapper, or is it hip hop artists and rap artists?
Well, I think it was saying the same thing to where, because what ends up happening, ladies and gentlemen, all right, I drop a post, give them some history. The post, all this started from me saying, if you make hip hop music that's 90% cap and not good for the culture,
yes,
why play victim when you get checked about it, right? The big homie comes in, he sets this thing off. Shouts out to Mr. Berry. One thing I really don't get is, who cares if what you rap about is cap? People got to stop acting like these cats not entertainers We not asking for a biography of their life, unquote. And then it explodes. There, Josh coming in. There are rap entertainers, and then there are hip hop artists. And so we're dialing all the way back, ladies and gentlemen. The great debate is what's the difference between rappers and MCs who are the hip hop artists?
So, in my personal opinion, hip hop and rap both coincide. You have your, but the legitimate difference is, the style. You have some that rely on lyrics, and you have others that rely on production. Okay. When you have the ones that rely on lyrics, they're using the big words. They're more poetic. They're more, fluent with twisting and using the English language in ways and manners that is pretty creative. Whereas you have others who can do like what we said earlier with your boy Rich Homie Quan,
Okay.
is make the track sound good. These people are basically another instrument in the beat. Like you got your beat that sounds one way, but then when you throw "I'm a smooth operator," it's that's not just a voice. That's another instrument.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about the words that's being said. You just made it rhyme.
Yeah.
That's rap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you take it back old school NWA, I wouldn't consider NWA to be hip hop artists. I would consider them to be rappers because of the nature of the lyrics. Where at the same time when you had them, when you had Rakim and what's my man's name, Cool G Rap and everything over here, flipping the words and everything the way that they did, you had them over there using, all kind of cuss words and slurs and everything else in their music. It doesn't really display the lyrical talent. It's gangster than a mug.
Right.
But it doesn't display a lyrical talent. And that's your difference when it comes down to your hip hoppers and your rappers, or your MCs and your rappers. Now
Mardik is saying mainstream rappers, I'm quoting this, mainstream rappers exist because of hip hop. So we agree there, right?
yes.
But they have a very different goal, getting paid. And I'm not sure if that sentence,
I don't think that's valid.
I think it can be valid, but definitely not all the time.
I think if you're doing something, and if I'm gonna use this quote from the Thug Life album. Well, no, actually, this is on the Machiavelli album, and I believe this shot was being directed at. It said, "I got a little question for that dude that made Paparazzi. If you ain't in this rap game for the cash, man, then what is your purpose?"
Yeah. Oh.
If you are an artist, if you are approaching this, my first album was called The Resume. The reason I called it The Resume is because I treated it as if it was a full-time job.
Yeah.
And I approached it as if it was a full-time job. And I believe every artist in some way, shape, or form is approaching it as a full-time job. And if you're not trying to approach it as a full-time job, then make your music, put it in the shoebox, and walk away from it. Because if you're going to take it, you're going to put it out there, it has the opportunity and the chance to blow. And when it does, then it goes ahead and it becomes a job now. And it becomes something you start to do for the money. So you can't claim that, because these rappers are not doing it for the money, they just doing it for the love of the culture. How you know that? They just really trying to express themselves and make a couple dollars off of it. Because if they wasn't making a couple dollars off of it, what's the point? Half of them was drug dealers. Half of them was in the hood scratching, you know what I'm saying? And not really going through life the way they wanted to. So half of them was trying to make it out. So you can't tell me that they wasn't doing it for the money. Any
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
any hip hop artist, any rap artist, in any way, shape, or form is doing it for the money. And it just so happens that the flavor and style of production is what truthfully geographically separates the two. Think about how many synthesized beats and everything you get coming out of the East Coast and how many live instrumentation beats and tracks and stuff you get coming out of the West and out of the South.
Right. But so Mardigan, let's keep going. We're kind of taking you guys down this thread to give you guys the context of how we came up with the great debate. So the big homie Mardigan comes out, says there's 5 elements of hip hop. And what he said, but my point is that there's a big difference between hip hop, the MC, and mainstream rap music, the rapper, right? Then he says there's 5 elements: DJ, MC, breakdancing, graffiti, knowledge. And he says number 5, which is knowledge, is what truly separates a hip hop artist from an entertainer / mainstream rapper. It's a really interesting piece there.
See, the messed up part is he was doing that in response to something that I said to him, which was basically putting down the fact that what is trying to happen, and what a lot of people do, and what I really don't like when people do this, is you try to take the music that you like and consider that to be the realest thing on the planet, and nobody else should like anything else, and therefore that is what is real music. No. That's your perspective. That's the way you feel about it. So what I did was I gave him the original 4 elements of hip hop, which is actually, and this is by definition, DJing, breakdancing, graffiti art, and rap music.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about hip hop is the real thing, well, the original element says rap music, not just hip hop. Hip hop is the culture. Rap is the art form.
Yes.
You see? So how can you sit there and try to say that hip hop and rappers are a difference? No, they're one and the same. And just because of the fact that you like Wu-Tang and all the rest of this other stuff does not mean that Rich Homie Quan and everything does not have a place in hip hop culture. It doesn't. What he's trying to do is trying to say that an entertainer is less than an artist when they're one and the same.
That is what he's implying. Because there are some bad MCs out here. There's MCs in my mind that are rapping, that do the hip hop side. You know, he's not a rapper, he's an MC, and not all of them are good to go either.
No. Not every last one of them. And my thing is, I laughed at it like if that's the case, if you want to include knowledge, why aren't these hip hoppers using the same bit of knowledge to overtake and start making more money than the rappers? If we all doing it for the bread.
And that's a great point. So your point is that rappers, there shouldn't really be a divide between rappers and MCs, technically. No. They both are in one art form of something called hip hop, and it's the rap part. Yeah, exactly. Just like okay, and we talked about this before. Like, why is it that we don't break down? Did we do it where we said we don't break down? There should be different genres in hip hop.
It should be different genres in hip hop. Just like we talked about this once before.
We did.
And there is your gangster rap, your South, your this, that, and the other. There should be these different categories, and just because that there's different categories doesn't make one worse than the other one.
It's facts,
it's different.
Yeah.
It's just you appreciate what this gives. Just think, if somebody was take the lyrical artistry from the hip hop side of things and mix it with the catchy side of things from the rap side, blend in the musical instrumentation from like live band or live instruments and everything, and then bring in a little bit of touch of the South all these other things. You
Yeah.
put those together, you have a real solid, great sounding, catchy artist. And there's two that I've seen that have been able to fully encompass that. One you'll know of in the mainstream, or one is a group, and the other one is a solo artist that made it mainstream but still kind of falls to the back.
Okay, who we got? Let's get to
The
this. I
group,
gotta hear this.
the group I'm pointing at is Outkast.
Okay.
They took your lyricism. They took your storytelling. They took the music production. They took the catchy sounds. They sounded different. They did everything that encompassed being a great artist. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if you have one other that's doing this, and you might have heard of him, might not have heard of him, Big Crit. Big
Okay,
Crit
shouts
had
out
the country shit song.
Round
with
of
Bun B.
applause for Big Crip,
Yes.
Mississippi in the building, man.
Lyricism, style, catchiness, like he did all his own production and everything. He does all these things to embody making great music, and he cares about the culture. You can tell he cares about the culture because of the style and everything that he uses. It's people like that. Of course, you're gonna have your Nas. Of course, you're gonna have your Jay. You're gonna have Wu-Tang. They are solidified. They are locked in stone. And I think it should come down to, when we do a top 5 artists, that we disclude these people, make them exempt from the conversation.
Right, I feel that, and I want to give a big shout out to Javon Willis, man. He's been tapping in. He's saying something here. I'm more of an MC than a rapper. I love and always knew how to rap, but I started MCing. What is he alluding to there? See, that's that mystery part. So is it because I become aware that when I rap, I'm representing hip hop, and I think about how I'm rapping and what I'm rapping about differently, where the rapper doesn't have to really go through those same you know what I mean? He can just get in there and just do what he wants to do.
It sounds more like he switched the style. It sounds more like he upgraded his style to being a more to including more lyrics and like I said, using the English language in a way that, you know, is a little bit more catchy versus just rapping and saying something. And see, there's a difference. Like me personally, when I spit, I look back and I think I'm the greatest thing next to sliced bread. And I feel like the stuff that I'm saying is very lyrical also, even though it's more on the rap side of it. But see, the lyrical part of me is the meaning behind it. Like I have on at the end of one song, Money Talks, I said at the end of every last verse, I said, take it how you want to, and you're probably right. And I'm cruising through the city. I said at the end of one song, I said, fool, my mama ain't raised none, and one I ain't came from, but to know some, it takes one. Take it how you want to, and you're probably right. But I'll be cruising through the city, just living the life. You see that breakdown? I took and flipped the whole thing. Fool, my mama ain't raised none. And one I ain't came from, but to know some, it takes one. I'm still saying I'm a fool, but my mama ain't raised no fool, and she ain't no fool, but it takes a fool to recognize you a fool, and you can take that how you want it, and you're probably right.
Right.
See,
shouts out to Javon. He comes back. He's talking to us here. Yeah, because now I'm more lyrical.
Correct.
It's about the feeling of the songs, the difference between a rapper and an MC. It's the feel of the song. I like that. And like you said, if you're MCing, it gets more lyrical. It gets away from ice, ice, baby, too cold.
Yes. And even the reason why I brought up what I was saying on the one song is, when did I ever use any word outside of your typical basic language? I didn't take and flip the word and say it in a manner where it sounds different. I said all basic normal words, which is what rappers do.
Yeah.
Basic, normal
Yeah.
wording in this type of format. But when you try to go to the lyrical side, you're twisting and you're doing what M
That's
does.
when you start
and
like manipulating the King's English. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
start using it and you start taking it and twisting it, and you'll say it with a different pronunciation just to fit the rhyme scheme. You'll say it with a different inflection and everything on it just to get it to. It's almost like the battle rap. Like if I clap back, then I clap this and I clap in. That's a standing ovation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of those type of things to broaden the horizons of the lyricism and your wordplay and the amount of words that you're using and the way that you actually display them. But here's what happens. I had a conversation with a cousin from Chicago, and she's the one that told me this, and she's the one that made me go from the lyricism to the rappers.
Okay.
I spoke to her and I showed her a song and I played her that. And I said, this is that real. This is that reality music. This is that stuff that's really going on. And she said, but we're listeners. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear the fantasy. We want to hear about partying. We want to hear about getting away from the struggles and everything else that we doing.
Yeah.
And that's why the rap side has a relevance. And that is also why the rap side makes money. Because people want fantasy. They wake up to dogs barking and children crying and police sirens and all the rest of this stuff. And they already are tired of it. So why do we have to also feed it to them in the music?
Right. And that's how this thing started off, with the gentleman saying all this no cap rapping. Like, look, we don't need their autobiography. Like, sometimes this is just entertainment.
Sometimes it's just entertainment. And we can see, and we just learned today from Frankie Beverly that you can talk about pain and struggle in a happy song.
Yeah.
You can do that if you make it sound good.
Absolutely,
You can be talking about the fact that you lost your dog, but you made it sound good.
Yeah.
That's what good
turned into a
rap
hit.
does. That's what good rap does. The lyricism is going to paint the story. It's going to tell about it, and it's going to make you feel some kind of way. It's an emotional pull. It's that. But then sometimes people want to just want to turn up.
Yeah.
That's where the rappers come in. And
Yeah.
you got to respect it. It is all a part of the culture.
Yeah, it is.
It's you can't discredit it. You can't say that you can't say they just all about money. Yes, they are all about money. Yes, they do talk about money. But let's keep it a buck. The lyricists and the hip hoppers, they're all about money too.
Yeah.
They just don't want to throw it in your face.
Yo.
One gonna kiss you before they slip with you, and the other one just gonna slide in.
Well said. Well said.
So yeah.
Goodness gracious, the great debate, Underground Penthouse,
Yeah.
episode 6.
Yes.
And listen, when you hang out in the Penthouse, Chris Volcano, DJ Oflex,
Yes.
you'll find out that the rapper and the MC are on the same level. Not one is higher than the other. Round of applause for the culture, y'all.
You got to respect both animals.
Yeah.
You got to, just for whatever they are. It's not that one is better. It's just different. And you got to be able to find a good, happy medium in between the two of them. If you're going to become a great artist, you still got to know how it is. You still got to know where it came from. You can't. It's almost like you got a planet full of religions or full of spiritual. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of the stuff. And you're going to tell me that this one is exactly right, or that one is exactly right, or this you never know.
Yeah.
This person is a great person also, and he practices this. So is this person. They practice. Which one is right? You don't know. You're going to sit there and knock it just because you don't understand it? No.
Right.
Appreciate it and respect it for what it is and give that person their space and allow them to do their thing, and don't encroach your ideas on the other. And you're good. We're good to go.
That's what's up, man. And big round of applause for the chat. Chat heating up. Javon Willis, Freeman Delgado. We see y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Episode 6, man. Wrapping episode 6 up.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Appreciate the chat, the fans, everyone tapping in, man. Another good one, man.
Hi, Mom.
You better say what's up. Hey, Mom. Like, hey, you better say what's up to Moms.
Got to, definitely. So this has been another episode of Underground Penthouse. I'm your boy Volcano. This is DJ Oplex. I'm starting my motivational speaker run starting tomorrow. I'll be at a school and I'll be doing my thing.
Congrats,
bro.
I'm
going to a school and going to be speaking to the kids on a engineering front and everything tomorrow. Trying to get more of us involved into the machining and engineering world.
Proud of you on that, man.
And probably even on the audio side and everything also. So I'll be doing a bit of that tomorrow. I'll have some highlights and everything from that when it comes up, and hopefully there's more. Hopefully there comes a lot more opportunities and everything to do such. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, you'll be hearing some more about that.
Yeah, man. Make sure you get some vids and post to social media, man. It's always dope when black men get out here and go right back into their own community and say, hey, here's an opportunity for you.
Yes, it definitely is. It's necessary, it's respected, and it's necessary to see folks such as ourselves doing some of the things that we're actually doing and influencing those are, coming up behind us to be able to take the reins, because we're not going to be doing it forever.
Yeah, that's facts, bro.
We're not. It's just the facts of it. So yeah, thank you all for being tuned in. Oplex, you got anything else you want to say to the folks?
No. Make sure you look up Set the Bar Mix Show podcast.
Yes.
About to kick out episode 105. Oplex Music on all social media fronts. Follow me there. And keep staying in tune to the freaking Underground Penthouse, man. Episode 6 in the bag, man. What you got, man, before we get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, big shouts out to everybody that's in the chat, from Freeman Delgado, Javon Wills, Moms, I see you out there. Leslie Adams, I see you out there. Everybody that's tuned in with us, by all means, stay up with us. Keep up with us on Facebook and the Volcano Tech Health and Audio page. There's going to be a whole lot more coming up. We're getting better and better and better, and we're really enjoying this. If you got certain stuff that you want to check out and drop with us or share with us, make sure you go to the Underground Penthouse page on Facebook. Find us right there. Drop us a comment. Drop us a message.
Yeah, join that
anything.
group. Yeah,
definitely join that group and definitely subscribe to that one. And we'll keep you guys with the updates and stuff of what's going on. So for right now, I want to say thank you all. Peace, love, and hair grease by all means. By all means, we'll be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
We're here for the culture,
back.
y'all.
Yeah, we'll be here
Appreciate
for the culture.
all y'all. Shouts out to Leslie. I see you, Leslie.
Yeah. 8 to 9 p.m. we will be back here, or 8 to whatever time we gotta get it in. So thank you for myself and your boy DJ Oplex. We are Volcano, and I'm sorry. I keep almost doing it. We are Underground Penthouse. I keep almost doing it, but yeah, I ain't gonna do it this time. Yeah, we are Underground Penthouse, and we will catch y'all in 2 weeks. See y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease again.
Yeah, you got it. We ghost here.
Yep.
So jumping in the underground, so sing about music and the lifestyle we dream. Sipping on champagne, living in style. Underground Penthouse where we reconcile. Discussing the good, the bad, the true. Underground music, what it means to you. Breaking down the beats, dissecting the rhymes, spreading the love, one verse at a time. In our tuxedo, stepping out on the town. Underground Penthouse, we hold it down. From the dim lit clubs to the streets at night, we shine a spotlight on the underground spot. In our tuxedo, stepping out on the town. Underground Penthouse, we hold it down. From the dim lit clubs to the streets at night, we shine a spotlight on the underground smile.